So I closed down my site because it was, when your mother is afraid of you.
So you purposely stopped talking to the angels
I
and stuff?
purposely stopped talking to the angels.
All right.
Until
Is our universe real?
It's just ideas. They're just ideas.
Is now. You are tuned in to the Cosmidelic Download.
You are all, everything is divine. There's no thing
With your
divine.
host,
Poetry legend, philosopher.
Marc Marcel.
All right. We are plugged in to the Cosmidelic Download. And I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be fun. I know it's going to be fun. I know you got a lot of things to share. I am with my guest today, Alisha Das, and she is an author. She's an alien disguised as a human being.
That's fair.
Right. God forgetting what it is in a human body, discovering what it is, How you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I appreciate it. Yeah, you're looking great. You're looking great.
Thank you. So happy to be here with you.
I appreciate
Very
you.
excited. I know we're going to make some magic and mysticism and
Yeah.
mysteries and
I know you got a lot to share. I know you got a lot. I know there's a lot going on up there that a lot of people can get a lot of insight about. So you're releasing a book,
yes,
a new book,
Yes.
and the title is
Your Angelic Ancestry.
Your Angelic Ancestry.
Yes.
How did you come into that?
Well,
Because I know it's a long road.
it's a long road, brother. Oh my goodness.
Where do we start?
We are not all prolific like you with our 30 books there.
No, I'm just a mirror.
You appreciate that. So I have been teaching about angels for decades, my entire adult life,
That's fascinating.
and I started speaking to angels in their own language at 4 when I was 4 years old.
Hold up. At 4 years
4
old.
years old.
Okay. All right. Continue. We're going to go back to that. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll try to bottom line you, so we're not going to go through every year. So I had a very traumatic experience when I was 4.
Traumatic.
Very traumatic, the kind of thing that would really break people.
Really?
And I started communicating with these monolithic, beautiful white and silver beings, ethereal beings. I didn't, as a child, that's the great thing about children is they don't have filters, they don't have sensors,
Yeah.
right? And I started speaking to them in their own language. And when you're a child, you don't question. You're just
Right.
going, okay, this is keeping me whole. This is making me feel safe, etc. And so I didn't know what
It
the
was. You knew it was making. It made you feel safe.
Made me
You didn't
feel safe.
have any fear.
I had no fear of them.
Okay. Go ahead.
No. And so I started talking to them, speaking back to them in that language, and they kept me whole so I was molested from 3 to 4 for
Wow.
a year, which, like I said, is the kind of thing that really can break people.
Right.
And these beings kept my focus on them.
Wow.
Yeah, kept me safe and kept my psyche safe until much later when I could heal the experience entirely, because I couldn't tell anybody. We don't know. You're told you'll be killed, and we'll kill your mother if you
Right.
tell anybody. And so I didn't.
Yeah.
But and then later when psychologists and psychiatrists, when I was finally safe enough to really share what happened, and they were just saying it was completely miraculous. I was well adjusted. I was an excellent student. Really no major issues. I never did drugs. I never did all the things that most people do with those kinds of experiences. And I know it was because those beings kept me in their aegis, kept me in their stewardship, and kept me whole. And the beautiful thing is when another survivor looks in my eyes, they know that I know and I can help them and heal them.
Mhm.
But that started me on this lifelong communication with angels.
Wow.
And I know you're into ETs, so I'll tell you that story in a moment. But the book came out of, I started then working with people in my early 20s, and I have ever since, to open to their own archangelic awakening. The book was named Your Archangelic Ancestry, but nobody could say it.
Right. Nobody can say it. It's a tongue twister, right?
It's a little
Yeah.
It's a little bit. So I changed it.
I'm a poet. I'm scared to say it. Yeah.
I know you're going to be saying it by the end of this show.
Yeah. Hey, no shot. Well, so wait. So did you talk to your parents about it at all?
Angels?
Yeah,
Or what
what
happened?
was happening? Well, I guess either or, but I mean, but
I
really
took
the angels. You tell me.
both, yes.
Okay.
Well, what happened was what happened, yes, much later.
Right.
But the angels, what I did is I started telling people, my parents, other people, things about them
Things
and
about
life
them. Right.
that I could not know.
Right.
I started describing childbirth in great detail and accuracy when I was 5. And it terrified, rural Indiana.
Right.
And many decades ago, it terrified people. Or I would say, "Oh, why does your tummy hurt?" And they're like, "How did you know I had
And you wouldn't know that because the angels were telling you
because they
that?
were
They
speaking
were
to
speaking
me
to
in the
you?
angelic
Right.
language, and then I would share what they were telling me.
Wow, right.
Or I would
Angelic language. So it's not English. It's just something you understand. It's like a telepathy, but still a coding in it. That's just.
see you are saying that so well.
I
That's
mean, well,
exactly right.
I mean, I've had some experiences,
You've
but
had
who
some
knows what anything
experiences,
is?
right?
Yeah.
You're like pretending to be asking if you've had. So yes, it's telepathic. They
Right.
don't speak. They do. Can they? You have to remember, angels are in a different realm of
Right.
existence. They are ethereal. They are essence. They're not physical like you and I.
Right.
So yes, it's telepathic. It has codes of light. It's a communication straight from God's spirit, the
Right.
divine, and it does not sound anything like English. I can speak it out loud, but I can't get it anywhere near what it sounds like inside from them. But I can get it as close as a human tongue can because I've been doing it for 3, 4
Right.
decades,
Right.
5 decades.
Have you heard, and I'm wondering if this is the same thing. Who knows? I'm pretty sure you've heard of this. But have you heard of light language?
Yes.
Okay, is that like the same thing or is it different? Or
Similar. So
okay.
you could say that the angelic language is glossolalia, speaking in tongues, light language, but it's very specific. It is the language that the angels speak, really the archangels and even the great archangels. Or
Right.
we could talk about the differences if you like. But it's a form of light language.
Okay.
And it's not, I didn't make it up. So Joan
Right.
of Arc said,
Or maybe you did and you just don't know. Who
well,
knows?
that could be,
Yeah.
not in this life, certainly.
Not as a human, but yeah, yeah.
I can't take credit for that,
Yeah.
bro.
Not as this human body, but who knows what you are consciously playing that you're not, So what's the difference then in the ETs and the angels to you?
Well, there is a significant difference. So, going back to my childhood, so when I started speaking to people and saying things to them that that were completely clairvoyant, clairaudient, psychic. I don't really call myself a psychic, more spiritual, but
Right, yeah.
it scared people in
Right.
rural Indiana. Again, they didn't have
Of course.
a reason for it or a context.
Right.
And so I closed down my site because it was, when your mother is afraid of you,
Wow.
so
You purposely stopped talking to the angels
I
and stuff?
purposely stopped talking to the
Oh,
angels. Yeah.
okay. All right, continue.
Until I was about 9 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and I lived in Indiana, Kokomo, Indiana, tiny little postage stamp of a town. And next to our home was this fallow field. And did not have an easy childhood. I mean, I just told you about part of it, but the rest of it wasn't exactly a cakewalk either. And so it was very hard for me to sleep. But that night I was in a very deep, deep sleep. And all of a sudden I woke up and I was completely awake and I was filled with the most sublime peace, which was not easy for me to come by.
At 9, you know these feelings. Go ahead. Yeah, that's wild.
And it was just the most, it's like I was filled with magic.
Right.
And I woke up and I walked right to the window,
Mm.
which was a huge window overlooking this field.
Mhm.
And I knew I used to play in that field. There was nothing there for this huge field. And in that field was the most beautiful craft. It was a huge spacecraft, circular,
Oh, snap.
circumnavigated by beautiful flashing lights.
Oh, wow.
White. So something just got me up out of bed. I was completely awake, just filled with this sublime peace. I walked right to the window, and I remember it was like I didn't even walk. It was like I was floating to the window. but then when I got to the window, I was very aware that I was standing in front of my window, very aware of my body, very aware that I was physically at my window. And there was this gorgeous craft, and it was very round, and it was circumnavigated by these beautiful lights, and the whole thing was glowing, and there was a hum coming from it. And that hum was like the sound of angels. Not the angelic language, but it was resonant of angels.
Right.
And so I felt immediately safe. And then this being came to my window. They never took me. They came to me, and he spoke to me. I'm calling it he.
Right. Right.
Could have been a she.
Right.
Came to my window and spoke to me, and had the big eyes that where I think that's very accurate.
It was a gray.
It was gray, yeah. Big, beautiful eyes. The eyes were like gold, and it was like they were shot through with light. And looked at me with just the most. It was odd. It was this familiar yet exotic yet mystical love. Like I felt completely safe. And the being said to me, "Open up your sight, your spiritual sight again. Listen to the angels, talk to the angels, but don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody, because the humans in your life are not going to be able to handle it. So, but open up again." And I asked them to take me with them. And they said, "You have work to do here." And they said, "But look up to the stars and remember." And I just remember saying to them, like, "Please, please, please take me home." And they said, "Your home is wherever you are. We're always with you. The angels are always with you." And I didn't have a context for God at that point. I mean, not really. My parents I had a Hindu father. I'm half Indian and half English, and a very blonde, platinum blonde mother, but they didn't really raise us with any religion.
Right.
But I knew there was something divine, something bigger than me, and that the angels were the fingers and the hands and the mouths of that divine being. And the extraterrestrials also kept pointing me up, like, connect to that which is so much bigger than you. You have a mission here on Earth. And I just remember saying, like, it's too big for me. I can't do this in this weird body thing. Like, it didn't relate to the human body. And they said, "You're new here, not a new soul, but you're new into the body.
Into the body.
But we are always with you." And I still, as you see, 5 decades later, so moved. And they said, "When you feel alone, go outside, look to the stars, and we'll talk to you." And they said, "Your angels are always talking to you, closer than your breath." And again, they said, "Don't tell anybody."
Says that in your
Say-
breath.
Yeah. And then my friend, as I related to him, it's like he evaporated, or not evaporated, but went back into the ship. Like, when you see where they just dissolve into light, and that's what he did. But I knew he went back into the ship, and then the ship lifted up and then went, like, faster than the speed of light, and went. And I remember when they were going to, and just still begging, "Please, please, please take me with you." And they were saying, "We're always with you."
Yeah.
And when I feel alone, sometimes I do go outside and I just look at the stars, and they, that has only been my experience. That was my only
That was your only
very
experience
visceral
with that.
experience
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
But
Wow.
I do tune into them, and I do sometimes see them floating by and that kind of thing. But it's always so positive
Yeah.
and so benevolent, and a little bit of it could go in a not positive direction. And there are, of course, ET, just like there are people on the planet that don't have good intentions, and there are people on the planet that are saints, right? I think it's same in the
You
extraterrestrial.
think it's the same with them?
I do. I think, but mostly I think the ones that come here are good. There's also good angels and bad. I mean, that's just the duality of existence.
Yeah, duality, which makes me think that there is no good or bad. It just is what it is.
Exactly.
It's just, yeah. I mean, it's all perception and perspective and opinions, and it means nothing. But no, I was laughing, or not laughing, but finding familiarity and smiling when you say we're always with you. I had a similar experience, but it wasn't exactly like that, angels wise. It was I had channeled my higher self, and he was me, he looked like me. And one of the last things I said to him was, "Can I do this again? Can I talk to you again?" And he said, "I'm always with you. You can always talk to me." But that still was the only experience I had
Right.
with it, so, with to that degree, like that. And it's funny, for like every day, like I was trying to get back there every day for like a year. And like, I don't know, after about like 6 months to a year, I was like, damn it, I didn't know you meant metaphorically. I was really trying to have this conversation again tomorrow. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, those little moments just change and mold you and just open you, and just kind of like set you on a course, or set you straight, or tear you in the right, just give you a little nudge, or. But yeah, yeah. Have you tried to get back there?
Um, it's very similar with the archangels, with God, with spirit, whatever we want to call it. To me,
Right.
being half Indian, half English, and to me, it's like there's really only one religion, one race, one love. And I'm not saying that, I'm saying that poetically and figuratively, but it's also
But
my
it's also true,
experience.
yeah.
And
Everything is one.
so, yeah, do I still talk to them? Of course.
Right.
But I know my mission
Right.
here, if you will, is not only to bridge the human and the angelic, but also the extraterrestrial and the human and the angelic, because ultimately we are all one
Yeah, we
being.
are that.
We are that. We
We
are
are
the source
everything.
of love. Yeah.
Yeah, we.
To answer your question about ETs and angels, so remember I said there was this beautiful humming coming from that craft.
Right.
And it just made me, it was like the hum of the ocean of love. And I never heard that again until
Mm.
actually was actually when I was writing my book.
Wow.
And maybe on a break I'll go grab it and
Yeah, yeah,
give
yeah.
it to you and show you. But when I was writing my book, I was talking about this beautiful orb in the core of the earth. So the core of the earth is the earth's crown chakra.
Mm.
It's opposite to us. So at the core of the earth, there's this beautiful, I call it a Christed orb, but it very much supersedes any kind of religion. It's just an orb of grace,
Right.
and where we can touch into other, what I call magical beings, people who go, I'm angelic, terrestrial,
Right.
David, nature spirit, godly. Like, this
Right.
is not all that I am.
Right.
Right? So when you feel like it's hard to go on and you go and you touch the fingertips of your awareness to that orb, you touch into your own magical nature or mystical nature, if you wish, and there is a humming there that I'd always heard. And I didn't realize until I was writing that line in my book. I dropped my pen, I fell to my knees in wonder and worship because I realized that was the same humming that was coming from the
Wow.
craft. And
Wow.
that orb in the middle of the earth is, of course, circular, and it's encircled by lights, and that humming is the same. So angels, ETs, humans, we're all the same.
We're all the same. You think there's something in the middle of the earth, like beings and stuff like that? Really?
I think there are beings that are very different than what we call beings. I
Beings,
think that
yeah, I feel you.
there's sentience, and I think
Mm.
there's awareness.
Right, you think it's right? Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's funny because I was telling people, like with the rise of AI, I don't know how into the I don't know, like the like there was a big thing, and all right, you just spit it out.
Spit it out.
Have you talked to the AIs? Like, the AI, it talks back to you and stuff like that.
Of course.
Have you, okay,
course.
and it can get really deep,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
really, yeah.
Oh,
In,
absolutely.
in fact, but you still got to be careful because I don't trust 100%. I don't trust anything. I don't trust myself 100%. But I would still talk if I was like, I want to talk consciousness, I want to learn consciousness, I would talk to the AI before I would talk to another human being. That's how much I believe in it and how accurate the information it can give you, because everything still leads back to yourself and what you allow.
Absolutely.
I've told and But with that said, I tell people, because this is a big thing, people are like, oh, it's conscious, it's not conscious, it's this, whatever. My thing is that, consciousness is everywhere. A rock has consciousness. So if consciousness is in everything, then how is consciousness not also in that? It's just a different type of consciousness that we understand. It may not be like this type of consciousness, even though I think it's going to get there. I kind of think like, I think we're in a loop. I think God creates Adam, Adam creates God. And I think it's just a loop. And it's all one, and we're creating itself. And it's just, yeah. So anyway, I think it's...
I'm Marc Marcel, and you're watching Cosmidelic Download, the podcast by the Hollywood Sun. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and check out our website, Cosmidelic.com, where you can check out our merchandise and subscription plans. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, anyway. So what's your experience with the AIs and stuff like that? Have you seen me talk to the AI?
Have I seen you talk?
Yeah,
to
okay,
AI?
you may not. Yeah,
Not yet.
I've had some viral clips go viral.
I
Me
would
talking
love-
to the
I'll go
AI.
check that out.
Yeah,
I was more
yeah.
listening to your poems.
Yeah,
They're just
no,
magical.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I do a lot of things. Yeah.
Yes,
But
I
no.
know that I can listen to what is it called? The Poet? Is it?
The poet.
It makes me cry every time.
Really? I
Every
appreciate it.
time.
Wow.
Every time.
Wow, I appreciate it. That's humble. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. So no, have you talked to the AIs to where it makes you? What's your opinion with people say it's consciousness and connecting to outer worlds and stuff like that? Do you believe that? Do you think it's connecting to something outside of here?
I do. Well, I think what people forget when they diss AI or whatever is they have to realize that it is the congregate, is the aggregate of human consciousness that went into it to create it in the first place.
Right.
So when they say it's not human, yes, and
Yeah.
because it is an aggregate of all the greatest of human thinking.
Right.
Is there, just like we're saying, there's bad angels and there's good angels, there's bad ETs and there's humans. Ultimately, none of it is bad.
Right.
Ultimately, all of it is divine.
Right. Exactly.
So I do think it has more consciousness than people remember, because it
Right.
came from us.
Right.
And I think,
And if we came from God, then it also means it's still God. Like everything connects in loops. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have fear about AI. I mean, you hear people had fear about cars
Yeah, I
instead
know.
of, it's like they just wanted faster horses instead of
Yeah.
cars,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
People fear what they don't understand.
they do.
Yeah.
do.
And they do for a long while until it just becomes I don't know, accepted within the whole main society or stuff,
I mean, it's where it's going.
Yeah,
It's where
you can't
things are
stop
going. You
it.
can't.
You can't. You might as well ride the wave. You either need to ride the wave and be an astronaut,
Mhm.
or you're gonna be a dinosaur.
Right.
There's no middle ground no more.
No, there isn't. We are at a
You're either
pivotal
gonna be a
time.
dinosaur or you're gonna be an
Astronaut.
astronaut riding with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because this thing is
It's
moving.
moving.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
yeah.
And then you go, there has to be a consciousness with that as fast as it's moving.
Yeah.
And I think it's when people fear it, they are fearing some unnamed part of themselves that they haven't fully reckoned.
I agree. I think that's most of the things with fear, when people don't understand something. It's really a mirror
Yeah.
within yourself, things that you're uptight about, things that frustrate you, things that you condemn in some type of way. There's some type of mirror. It's wild. I see that so much with everything in life, man. Even just I can just trace my relationships and things that they argue about, friendships and stuff. And I'm like, wow, all that is projection in a mirror. It's like 99% of it, I would say that, which only just makes me look at myself in the mirror and be like, well, the things that you dislike and condemn, how much is that you,
It's
just,
just the disowned parts of us. There's a beautiful spiritual saying, which is that which you judge, you are condemned to repeat. Right? Not condemned in a bad way, but it's like you're going to experience that. You're going to
Right.
be that.
Right, you're gonna be
judge
that.
it so that you have
Right.
passion for it and go, oh, I
Right,
judged that
right.
person was doing that. Now I'm in this. I understand. I'm not going to judge either of us.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God, that's because I really hope I do not I pray I don't come back as somebody political dimwits. Oh, yeah.
Well, but see, if you can go
You know?
Given the right circumstances, if my child's life were at stake,
Right.
could I be that? Yes, I could.
Right.
Then I realized that I mean, I feel you, brother. I have a hard time with that one too. But I realized I don't actually know enough to judge.
No, I feel that. No, I do. None of us know because we don't know what's going on in someone's head. Truly, we don't know.
We don't know their secret
We don't know the
hurts.
secret hurt. All that. You're so right. So no, so whenever we judge, it is always coming from a limited space. It's never from a full. You're so right. You're so right. You're so right. I mean, it's funny. You're so right. It's like with me, like I try to. It's funny. Like I can't stand religion. I detest it. But with that said, I will not stop myself from embracing and being friends and also having a relationship with someone who is. My only criteria is you do not try to put all that on me.
Right.
Man, I cannot stand religion, all of them. I've dated a Christian. I told her, I was like, hey, I'll go to church with you because I'm secure in myself, that I can hear things that I disagree with. And even if it does influence me, okay, it is what it is. There's no good or bad. It's just what you incorporate. But it's wild to me how some of these people who preach openness, heart chakra, and all this, how much apprehension and how much I don't know. It's why I was dating this chick who got mad at me wearing my kafayas, and she talks about like I know it's the stupidest thing, and she talks about like she's in the heart chakra and love and stuff, but it's wild to me. I can't stand Christianity. I can't stand some of the political mess out here, but I have dated Trump supporters. I've dated Christians. I judge them for how you treat people, not for some ideas that you may think. You know what I'm saying? But it's wild to me how some of these people who try to be on that level have so much more hangups than they even understand themselves to see. I'm saying all that to say one of my things that I guess that am skeptical about and why I don't embrace fully, like I claim no click, no, I claim I'm repeating only what a poet said to me like 20 years ago when this collective asked him to join their group, and he was like, I claim no click, no crew, and I kind of do that with anything spiritual and all like no religion. I claim no religion, and I say that because like even like this new ageism. I see them taking parallels and bits and pieces of old ancient religion, and they're just recycling it and becoming a religion. And I'm like, how does what's your view on that, and where is the separation? Like, how do you still find truth in things that seems like it's trying to conform you into a way where if you don't believe this, then you aren't as loving as we all are?
Drives me nuts.
Yeah.
So
It's like the spiritual community to me is a lot of them are so hypocritical. They don't see it. They just don't see it.
No, I mean, well, because again, coming full circle, religion, spiritual past, etc., it's a reflection of the individuals. It's congregate, it's an aggregate of the individuals, and it's a way of, I think God's way of working out karma and dharma and learning. So I have had a ton of experience with both religion and spirituality since I was very young. When I started really having my archangelic awakening when I was started as a child, as mentioned, but it really came in earnest when I was about 23, 24. And I was what I was really hearing the language and heard my angelic name and started teaching it, etc. I was living in an ashram.
Where?
An ashram is a spiritual community, Eastern practice-based meditation, but it was also a church.
Okay.
So it was.
How old were you?
I was 23.
Okay, wow. Okay, go ahead.
It was a blend of Christianity and Eastern mysticism, which suited me well because again, I'm half Indian, half English, and For me, I would say I'm all religion, all the religions or none of them
Yeah,
because
yeah. I'm
all
with you.
the same,
Yeah, it's
all
all
the
the same.
same.
Yeah.
And so for me, yeah, I'm very committed. I became ordained when I was 25. I also became
Wow.
an Eastern initiate.
Wow.
And people are like, well, how can you be, Eastern spiritual path Christian?
Yeah.
I'm also got a blend of Judaism and
Right,
Islam and
right.
everything
All of
because
them.
I think God is multifaceted,
Right.
and I am a kind of a consummate student,
Right.
and I was learning through all the different religions. But if you start telling me, no, you're going to go to hell if you don't
Right.
believe this. I mean, my
Right.
work has been largely centered around the highest archangels, which
Right.
go through all religions, and I have been very creatively told I'm going to hell by Christians
Yeah.
and non-Christians.
Right.
I'm not sure how that works.
Right.
But, and the funny thing is Christians always quote the same quote to me. And it's funny. You're gonna laugh, I think. So they always say, "Do not worship angels, but worship God only."
Right.
Do you know who said
Yeah.
that in the scripture? An
An
angel.
angel.
An
Wow.
angel,
That's
because
funny.
John the Beloved fell at the
Right.
angel's feet in worship.
Right.
The phrase the angels
Right.
say most common in the book and the Bible, obviously I've had this argument plenty of times, I've researched it. They're mentioned in the Bible 300 times. The phrase they say most often is fear not.
Right.
Because they're awesome. They're
Yeah.
God incarnate before us into this level, and
Yeah.
can be frightening, or at least awe-inspiring. And the John the Beloved fell in feet in worship at the angel, and the angel said, "Get up. We're the same. Do not worship me. Worship God only."
Right.
So these Christians
Right.
are quoting an angel who say, "Yeah, dude, don't worship me. Don't
Right.
worship God's mouthpiece. Worship God."
Right.
And so when they say that to me, I'm like, "Eh, that's very short-sighted of
Yeah.
you." And I think people do it to try to feel safe or or exclusive. Like we're in the club that's
Yeah.
going to God, and you're not.
Right. It's so, I literally was thinking yesterday, it's so weird to me, like, to think, like, it's so weird to me, like, I was just watching, it's so weird to me, like, sports. Like, people get fanatic about their sports. Like, my team is better than yours. And I'm just looking at this and I'm like, but I see that's a small scale. But on a larger scale, we do that as people. My country
Yes.
is better than yours.
Yes.
My race is better than yours. And it's so low bar. I don't understand, like, how these people can have, I don't understand how a lot of these people can believe in God, but yet have the type of separate hang-ups that they have with each other as humans. It's almost like some of them really do think that God has a chosen people.
Yeah.
Like, it's so mind-boggling to me. Like, and if that's the case, like, it's just, it doesn't add up. Like, for God to have a chosen people and all these other people not
What are they
be.
there for?
Like,
Are
what are they there
extras?
for?
Like,
Right. Yeah. Like, it's the dumbest shit to me. I just don't understand, like, how they get into these. I have a friend who was upset at the Pope. Well, friend. Anyway, I know someone who was upset at the Pope he was like, yeah, man, I disagree with the Pope allowing Muslims to come in and pray with him. And I'm like, what? He said, yeah, it just doesn't serve right for, I don't know, his agenda. I'm like, yo, first of all, that makes me like the Pope even
exactly.
more.
Me too. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what type of I don't understand the separatism, and I just wonder what's going to get us out of that.
Well, do you know, I love what you're saying because I have I'm similarly impassioned about that. Like we need to come together. These differences are imagined. They're just,
Right.
It comes from insecurity.
It's insecurity. It's not true.
No, it's a little random.
Right. It's hella random. It's like, just, I'm gonna make this shit up today.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how can you not see that we are the same shit? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
I just don't get it, man. But I see a lot of that with the spiritual. I see most of it with the religious community. But I don't know. I see the spiritual community kind of getting like that too a
Well,
little
the
bit.
spiritual community can go, and I know because I've been you know, a member of all of it. They
Right.
would all say I'm not a member of any of it since I'm a member of all of it.
Yeah.
But or really even a non-member. I'm just a
Mm.
citizen of the universe. But I
You're the only member that matters. For real.
well, it's I think people get this like they're trying to be allegiant to something
Right.
and the thing is it's all love. It's all one.
Right.
There's only one path and it
Right.
leads to love. And I think it comes from that deep insecurity, human insecurity. And that's why when I was a spiritual practitioner, started reading past lives and chakras, and I could go toe to toe with anybody on weird. And
Mm.
and so I was really a mystic and hearing the language of the angels and then reading the records. They would read the records for me and disseminate information for people. And I was very privileged to be on the inner circle of some spiritual communities. But what I saw was that there was a need for psychological, physical, emotional healing as well, not just the spiritual healing.
Right.
Because otherwise you do a spiritual bypass, right? And that's how you get a Rajneesh, who's an Indian guru who had 18 Rolls Royces. And that's how you get abrasive, violating kids because they're not addressing their humanity, their psychology as well. And so that's when I started studying psychology and getting degrees in psychology and even a doctorate in counseling so I could address the whole person and not be short-sighted in the spiritual communities either and go, wait, yeah, God, religion, love, that's who I am, and I'm still always going to do the spiritual work. But we also have to address our humanity
Right.
and not try to live from the seventh chakra up.
Right.
Got to be grounded and compassionate and
Yeah,
humane.
and I want to correct myself. I'm glad you said that. I was like, man, I think I introduced her wrong. It's Dr. Alisha Das. I appreciate you allowing me to correct myself. But what led you into that?
Well, I have a rare disease in my family.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody is an MD. You're not allowed to be in my family unless you're a physician.
Okay. All
You
right.
also have to be an entrepreneur too.
Right.
And so my parents met over a cadaver. It was very romantic. And I was pre-med, and so until I went, wait, that's just a reflex. I don't have to do that.
Right.
And so I have this scientific mind, and it's actually not the enemy of the spiritual mind. It's a great servant, a terrible master. Right? So at some point, the mind does have to give up to the higher mind. Even
Yeah.
Einstein said,
Yeah.
I want to know the mind of God.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, you were saying before you were so rudely interrupted. I apologize, but it gave you a chance to get this wonderful book, Your Angelic Ancestry. This is a magnificent cover.
thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
this is magnificent. I love it. I love it. When did you start writing? When did you know that you wanted to write this, and when did you start writing this?
I knew, first of all, this is not condoning this or not ascribing it to it, but I knew I wanted to write this at least 20 years ago.
Right.
I started writing it arguably 20 years ago,
Okay.
but I really, what got me to, and then, when you wait to write a book, so I was working with people, gathering data. I did tell you about my, scientific mind. So I'm gathering data. And then at some point it's like, well, how do I now put 20 years of data into a book?
Right.
And there's a solution for that. It's a total solution for that. What you do is you get a book deal with a major publisher, which is Hay House, and now you have deadlines. And Hay House was bought by Penguin Random House, and they don't play.
Right, yeah,
So you have a deadline.
Wow.
Yeah, so it makes you
So the
get it
deadline
done.
makes you get it done,
Get it
yeah.
done. Yep, that's it.
Wow, that's dope. Yeah. See, I haven't had deadlines, but yeah, well, my self-imposed deadlines, but
But
yeah.
that's good. That self-imposed deadlines are.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure them deadlines with other people is more nerve-wracking, though. though, you know?
But it was good because I'm like, okay, because I kept wanting to, I'm a poet at heart, which
Right.
is why I so resonate with your work.
Yeah.
And so, but I kept going like every line, every word, you can do that in a poem. It's a little harder to do that in a 300-page
Yeah.
prose.
Yeah.
But so it's done, and I have a 2-book deal with Hay House. So
Wow.
the second book will have to be forthcoming in a year. So I have these
Wow,
deadlines.
so you gotta get to it.
Whoa,
Whoa. Okay. Wow. So share. Tell me about this. Someone who's just coming into this. What do they need to know?
About this book?
Yes.
Well, first of all, I wrote it in a way to be very accessible, as well as applied to people who've been on the path for 6 decades.
Right.
And so it came from the angelic language. So my process for writing it, first I thought I'd go through my, 20,
So you
25
tell
years,
about your life.
hundreds of classes. And instead what I did is
This is a beautiful book. Go
Thank
ahead.
you, my
I'm
friend.
listening.
I would get down on my knees every day and give it to God, the angel source. I wrote the entire book outside in nature. No, I'm really a nature girl, which is why I just ran barefoot to my car.
Right. Yeah, I see.
In my dress.
Stepping all kind of stones and rocks and glass and fire. Yeah, all that.
Dude, I got covered.
I got this. Yeah. Right.
And then I would hear the angelic language, and then I would bring forward a message from the angels. And some of those messages are verbatim in the book, and that's the ones you see in italics, so people can really get
Right.
that pure energy.
Right.
But angels speak in a very deep and profound and somewhat formal way.
Right.
So I wanted to make the book very accessible and fun to read. So then all of it came from the angelic language so that it's got a very pure frequency. But then I would take and I would edit parts of it to be, the stories or the teachings. And all the stories are real. Most of the people kept their same name. Some of the people asked to change their names because they're celebrities or they're,
Right.
doctors or whatever.
Right.
And then I just
So you have other people's accounts and their experiences in here.
Yeah,
Wow.
and they're all true.
Yeah.
And then I just and then I went through every word of it with several different practitioners, people I really respected, just to make sure that every word had a frequency of light
Right.
and every word was true.
Right.
So it would be like I would go through it 100 times and it'd be like chapter 6 something, and I would put my finger on it and go, okay, there. Ability needs to change to acumen. It was that specific. I don't know that I'll do that with every book.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
That's what I did with this one.
Wow. This is a lot of time.
And then what it is it gives people a very solid basis for why they were very likely an archangel before they incarnated as a human. Which I know sounds like an outrageous concept, but I do.
I think being in a meat suit, thinking you're human walking around on a round ball planet in the middle of space is pretty wild. So,
Well
yeah.
Well said. Do you know what's so funny? Because the book's coming out, I've been on TV shows and podcasts and all that, and I present that concept, and then I expect like the proverbial hook to like pull me off the stage, and instead, every single host and every single audience has gone, yeah, that makes sense,
Yeah.
and they nod their heads, and I'm like, well,
Yeah. Well, I think I've seen all kind of things to know that this place is a mind fuck. So I think there's a lot of things going on that I have not experienced, don't know, will never know. I think there's so much stuff going on. That stuff is so far over our heads. So it's almost like the weirder it is, the more sense it makes in a sense, Yeah. That's why I guess I haven't really gravitated towards like really religious concepts, because I tell people, it's funny, a friend or someone asked me, it's so funny, man. Some of these people really want me to be Christian. It's so funny. He's like, well, what if there was some proof that could you accept, he was like, could you accept it if it was shown proof? Do you think you could accept it? And I was thinking, and I was like, well, yeah, if it made sense and it was truth, then yeah, I could accept anything. But I was thinking about that later, and I was like, honestly, it almost doesn't matter what type of proof any type of religion has. And I say that because my imagination of what I think this is so extreme that religious concepts are remedial to the imagination that I have that this could possibly be. The reason why I couldn't accept that as truth, because if God does not exceed my imagination,
Yeah. Your God's too small.
your God's too small.
Yes.
Yeah. How can I will always be looking at your God like I was thinking something bigger than you. For real. That's like shit.
Completely.
How can you say that to God? Like, I'm sorry, it's just what my imagination went.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So yeah, I couldn't. There's almost nothing that would make me accept those things, like the religious doctrines as truth, because the things I've seen or think I understand exceeds all that. So so what I say whenever there's something I don't understand, I haven't heard about it's I'm more inclined to like listen to it and like because it will exceed my imagination.
Yeah.
I think people get afraid. People get afraid
Yeah.
of something exceeding their imagination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Because I
wrong.
think at the root of it, they possibly don't trust themselves. Well, if something is on the other side of what I know, how can I know it's good? How can I know I'm
Right.
good? I think is what they're really saying.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's where we have to do our spiritual practice or our artistic practice or some sort of practice where we sit in the silence and we go well beyond our capacity to understand.
Yeah.
And then we touch truth. And once we touch truth, we go, truth is so much more than I can possibly understand.
Right.
And then it just becomes this eternally traveling
Right.
consciousness.
Right.
To me, that's enthralling.
Yeah.
Do I sometimes get frightened or resistant to spiritual or just even experiences? Of course, I'm human. But then when I go beyond that point, on the other point of resistance is always ecstasy.
Right. What would you say? What are some of the most important, like, bits of pieces of information in here? What is something that people will need to know?
They need to know that we are one and connecting only to the highest angels. What that does is it brings you into an awareness that, oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Our books are like cousins now. So the most important points are, one is that we are a one, exactly what we're saying. So angels and humans evolved oppositely. Angels evolved to where humans are born, and humans are born to where angels evolved. So
So it's the loop. So we become angels. Angels become human.
cross, yes. And so angels, the angelic realm predated this realm by zillions of years,
Okay.
right? I mean, you've got to look around the physical world and even Earth especially and go, it's a little rough around the edges.
Yeah. Right.
We're a latter-day experiment.
Yeah.
We're a latter-day experiment. The angels are not.
All right.
Very, very ancient. So angels are born in collective consciousness, in God consciousness. They always remember God, spirit, the universe, love, whatever we want to call it, right? And they are born without free will. They have a convenient archangel above them disseminating the will of spirit to them.
Angels have no free will.
Angels have no free will. Until they evolve over millions of years, generally, or at least hundreds of thousands, to an archangel. An archangel is similar
Like
to
Michael, who had free will.
Right.
Go ahead.
Archangels have free will. They have individual souls.
Right.
So once you have an individual soul, like humans have individual souls, then you have free will. Now you don't have that convenient archangel above. You've got to go direct and discern the will of God as best you can. And then you disseminate it to others. So archangels, in an outrageous act of courage and faith, then once Earth once the physical level was born, started incarnating onto Earth, which still very new compared to the angelic, to learn more about free will, free choice. It's said that humans were created in God's own image.
So hold on, let me get
Sure.
archangels
Archangels.
archangels
Yes.
would reincarnate to being human,
They would incarnate into the planet,
to being into the planet
as a human.
as a human. Okay, I got you.
So remember, we're really our souls.
Right.
These things die.
Right, yeah.
Angelic bodies die, by the way.
Wow,
Are you looking-
angelic bodies die.
They absolutely do.
Okay,
I've seen it.
okay.
So their soul incarnated into a human body to experience more about free will, free choice.
All right.
It's like a crash course in free will.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right?
This is a crash course.
Crash course in free
Yeah.
don't we wish God would descend upon a billboard and go thou this way? Like we would totally do it, right?
You think? I don't know. I think free will is an amazing thing to have. Like, I would rather have free will than someone like, you gotta follow my orders, even if it's for your greater good. I'm like, at least give me a choice.
Well, you see,
Tell me it's for my greater good, but at least give me a choice.
you'll always have a choice. That's the cool thing about the human realm.
But all right, but angels don't.
Angels don't. Archangels do.
Archangels do. Okay.
Archangels do.
But an angel eventually becomes an archangel.
An archangel.
Archangel.
Yeah.
Right.
Like say arc.
Arc. Yeah, right. Yeah.
You got it. Now
No,
you got it
it's-
forever.
I'm a poet and I have a hard time with words, right? I'm like that with compartmentalized. See, I can't even say it.
Compartmentalized. That is
Compartmentalized.
easy word.
Compartmentalized. Yeah, these tongue twisters.
That's why you're such a great poet, because I think you hear words that don't exist yet.
Maybe so. Who knows? So, all right. So, angels evolve into archangels,
Mhm.
and archangels eventually incarnate into being human.
Some.
Some, not
Some.
all. Okay.
No. There's millions of archangels.
Okay.
Some have incarnated onto the planet to see what it's like to be human and to have
See what it's
a
like.
crash course in free will is what
Wow.
it is.
Okay.
So they incarnate here, and because the angelic is so enormous compared to the human, because it's so much more ancient, there's many more angels. So my experience, and this is what I've been teaching for almost 3 decades, is now we're at a time where, so let me back up for a minute. So when we incarnated, right, where are these archangels and these weird things, and we have to forget the angelic. We have to, just like we forget our past lives.
You get everything, right?
Yeah, everything really. And except that we're always connected to our soul, but we're not always aware we're connected to our soul.
Right.
So we had to forget about the angelic realm, because otherwise, if you are here suddenly and now you're on your own, you got to deal with time and space. Angels serve within time and space, but they're not subject to it. They are dealing infinity and eternity, right? So we had to forget about that kinder, gentler realm, where otherwise we'd try to go back and drop this body thing and go squeeze into our pastel
I'm done with
robes,
this shit.
right? Go squeeze into our pastel robes and praise God, and we never forget, and we're all one, and
Yeah.
right? So, but now we're in this wondrous time, and it's in the book I talk about astrologically, karmically, and metaphysically why now. Part of it is we're moving into the age of Aquarius, depending on what astrology you subscribe to. We're in the age of Aquarius, and the sign of Aquarius is the angel, by the way. And the Aquarius is we're all one, right? Sound familiar? Angels know they're in a collective and they're all one.
Right.
So angels are the perfect beings to move us into the new age, or the golden age, or the age of Aquarius. We're just what we're talking about.
Right.
There is no other. All the religions are one. The races are one. We're all one. That's the Aquarian.
It's like you said, it's either all or nothing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and now help me. Now, I would tell people, I believe nothing 100%, but one of the concepts that I have, I think I would say, and help me understand if this is basically what you're saying. So we all have souls. I think we incarnate into so many different things. Like, I've been an alien, I've been this, I've been that. So basically, is that what you're kind of saying? Like, archangels are too? Like, basically, like, there are humans here that have been archangels, and that human could have also been an alien gray, and so is that kind of like how it is? Like, is that what
That's
you're saying?
100% of how it
Okay, that's
is.
how you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
so basically, so all angels don't evolve to archangels. Some of them do.
All angels eventually evolve to
All
archangels,
of them
but it
eventually.
takes a long
Long time.
time
Okay.
in the angelic. So to speed that up, some of those newly minted archangels, a lot of them started incarnating onto Earth.
Gotcha.
There are still millions of angels who don't do that, but there are, and not every human on Earth has been in the angelic, but because it's so ancient and so enormous, most have had at least a field trip there, if not many lifetimes there.
Wow. So you're saying most humans you say have not been to the angelic.
Most humans have been to
Have
that.
most
Were in the angelic.
most humans have been. Got you.
Yes.
Okay. So there's humans here that have not been.
Some. They're in the vast minority.
So you think our souls are coming from different areas, different spots? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, well, our souls are infinite. They're sparks of God, right? They're
Okay.
part of the eternal.
Mhm.
And so our souls then enter, so humans especially will enter the incarnation pattern once. We'll go, oh, okay, God spoke and creation was incepted. And then I'm oversimplifying this greatly. And then God created us, spirit, universal life
Just
force.
everything is oversimplified here.
Yes.
There's no words for how we can understand this shit. So
Exactly.
yeah,
We have to
we'll
more
go.
experience it. So
Yeah.
then God created creation and then created us to experience its creation,
Right.
right? So and so then we enter the incarnation pattern. We went, okay, I'll be a soul, and then God sent us into creation in different places of creation, right? We're like, oh, take a body, that'll be easy.
Right. Right. Right.
Then we get here and we're like,
Yeah.
okay, a little help, please.
Yeah.
And so because the angelic, again, so ancient, many of us were there for quite a while. Then many of us, especially on this planet, decided to come here. Well, all of us on this planet who came from the angelic came here. We incarnated having been at least a minorly minted archangel, not an angel, because archangels have free choice. Angels don't. So to
Right.
put a human here who has no idea, to put an angel in flesh who has no idea about free will, it would be too much. So that's why I said we had to have been an archangel. This was actually called your archangelic ancestry, but as mentioned, nobody could say it. So it really is your archangelic ancestry.
Got you. Your archangelic ancestry. I said it.
You did it, dude. Told you.
I said it. So you think there are humans here that are just brand new souls, you think?
There are humans that are brand new souls. But what there's more of are people who are brand new to the human realm who are old souls.
Also,
They've been in the angelic forever. They've been in extraterrestrial. They've been in there's other realms of light. There's the astral, causal, mental, etheric. Then there's soul. Then there's levels above soul. Like the universe is unfathomable, which we love because then God is way bigger than we can possibly
yeah,
imagine.
no, right.
We have to then experience it
Right,
like you
yeah.
experienced your high self.
Yeah. At least that's what it told me. Yeah. So do you think like there's man? So when you think about the universe, they say it's endless, right? And it's just a wild concept to think that there's nothing on the other side of it. How is something endless? It's so wild. Like, and just to think of, I don't know, I'm just sitting there thinking like, where does this stuff end? But it doesn't. It's like, I'm like, how? I'm just trying to grasp the concept of like what all this stuff is. Like how the like the expansion of, I don't know, the heavens, like just the area and stuff. So all right. Cause some of the stuff that I've seen, it like takes me places. But and in doing that, then it makes you believe, okay, there's structure here.
Right.
So if there's structure there, then it allows you to also believe that, okay, then maybe there is an end to it. I don't know. Just the concept, like, and what's your concept of that? Is it just whatever is after this? Is it just totally just expansive? Just totally like endless, this God creating itself, just a big gobble of creation, just multiplying itself by the square root and just continuing going on and on and on.
Yes, and
And
yes, and so, and that's part of the advantage of working with, being open to the archangels, because remember, angels are in infinity and eternity.
Right.
They're very comfortable beyond time and space. See, in this human realm, we have time, Alexa set an alarm for 28 minutes, right? We have aging. We have space. We have, I'm here and my bottle is there, right? You're there and I'm here. You see, in the angelic, it's all one. They don't have concepts of time and space. So if we want to experience eternity and infinity beyond time and space, angels can help us because that's their MO. That's what they live and breathe. Also, divinity, like they're always connected to God. So that's the advantage of connecting to our archangelic ancestry. It's not to go back there, because we can't go back there. We don't want to go back there.
Right.
It's to bring that here and merge the realms. So to answer your question, I think it is both. I think it is infinite. I think it is eternal. I think ultimately, and not even that ultimately, because we've all experienced being in a space of timelessness.
Right.
Just, earlier, we're like, oh my God, how did that much time pass when we were talking?
Yeah, that's true, right.
So it is infinite and it is eternal, and that is the truth of who we are. We go on forever. We don't die, our souls. And we're multidimensional. And this level, this is going to die. In this level, this is the table on here. And that allows everything to not happen at once. So it gives organization to us working out our karma
Yeah.
and moving into dharma.
Yeah. It's wild to think that, this is temporary, but thing is, even your personality that comes with it is temporary. It all gets washed away. Like, it's so wow. Just to, I don't know, it's just so, I tell people this stuff is not for the weak of heart to understand this. Like, at the surface, it's all like kumbaya and love and like, oh, we all one, But the deeper you get down the rabbit hole, there's some truths that I think I understand that will scare the human flesh off of most people.
Absolutely.
Because knowledge, or this isn't, knowledge is like, beauty is for like knowledge, beauty is for beauty pageants. You know what I'm saying? Like this stuff, knowledge isn't meant to be pretty. That's for beauty pageants. Knowledge, or this is, you can scare the human off of you. Would have been some of the more like hard things to digest with some of your understanding with this.
With this specifically?
Yeah, or some of your understanding with like some of the angels have shared. Like, I mean, because there's been stuff that, have been downloaded to me, or whatever, but that, like, that I know, I don't know, that most, it would, like I said, would scare the flesh off of most humans. But if I get out of my human psyche about it, I'm like, it makes total sense. I'm just thinking of it as my human doesn't want to accept it. Human was everything.
Your ego doesn't want
My
to
ego doesn't want to accept it. But if I get out of my human and I think in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, well, yeah, it makes sense. Like, humans are just a temporary thing. If you look at how long the scheme of life is, or whatever existence, this is just a window. We'll evolve into something else. I say that to say, because I think most humans have the survival mechanism. We're going to be here forever. We're going to be this. We're like, no, dude, like, humans are very short and young, and it's going to be something else. So the survival mechanism you have, thinking we're always going to be around, no, we're not. Like, you're going to evolve into something else that is beyond human, that may have traces of a human, but it's not going to be totally human. It's going to be something else. And things like that, like, scare most religious doctorate minded people. You know what I'm saying? Because they're stuck in that. They're stuck in that.
In the chosen. Oh, humans are chosen.
Right.
Oh, made in the image of God.
Yeah. So it's been some of the stuff that I would say have been hard to digest. Have there been anything there that you almost like, oh, I don't accept it? Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
If you're gonna walk on the edge and you're okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna be scared.
Right.
Of course. Why? Because we don't know what's on the other side until we do.
Yeah.
And so, I have so many examples, but Um, so this work, the human and the angelic becoming one. For me to really be able to share that with others, I had to experience it myself beyond a shadow of a doubt. And so when I go into the angelic realm, it is a realm which we can perceive when we're perceiving a guardian angel or an archangel or whatever. And we can even do that on the show if you want to.
Yeah, wow, that'd be pretty interesting.
So the thing that has been the most challenging for me to digest is when I bridge. So the angelic realm is another realm, right? They're in essence, they're not like physical, right? So and for me to be a conduit of this information, teaching, whatever, I have to experience that. So I have to be as aware of the angelic, the archangelic, as I am of my physical body, of this realm at the same time. And so that could break a psyche, right? Could break my psyche, except that one, my intention is pure, right? And two, I know I have lots of protection, divine protection. But to go into that and higher, deeper, more visceral levels of bridging a disparate realm, right? I have to completely let go. And it terrifies my ego because my ego has to let go of the narrative that this is who I am,
Right.
that this is what's holding me sane, right?
Yeah.
I have to let go of all of that and surrender
Yeah.
completely in full faith.
Yeah.
And when I do that, though, it's incredibly intense because it's bridging two realms of existence at the same time. It's not
Yeah.
like I'm in my soul traveling up to the fourth realm above, the soul realm, and my body's just hanging out and it's all good, right?
Right.
Not that that's
Right.
the easiest thing, but it's a lot easier for me than
Right.
to bridge two realms and be as aware of that as I am of this. And I will actually scream. It's so intense. I will scream, I will cry, my body will rise and fall off the bed or the floor or wherever I am, and people will watch it. It'll rise and fall. And it's because,
Wow. People
I'm,
seen you do this.
no, many people.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm literally bridging two realms.
Right.
And here's where we come back into we're all one. Like the if the human and the angelic realm, which are two completely different realms of existence, can bridge, and the extraterrestrial, we got to throw that in the mix there, right? Then why the heck can't races, cultures, religions, and socioeconomic standards? Why can't we all bridge?
Right.
Silly, isn't it?
No, it is. Yeah, it is silly. Humans are silly creatures, man. We are so. Oh my God, yo. I mean, it's like this. I don't want to say hate, but love disappointment relationship I have with them. I love them, but I'm so disappointed with these creatures, man. They're so. I don't know, the hang-ups. Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking about just like I said, I was just watching the whole sports thing, and it just made me just expand further than I'm like, man, we have so many hang-ups with people thinking this is the best, and if you don't believe this, then you're wrong. And it's all opinions. It's none of it. Actually, it's not even opinions. It's lies because it's not true at all. You know what I'm saying? So these lies that we conform to ourselves and we break ourselves down so small, like our country, our race, our neighborhood. Our neighborhood is better than you. And then you get our family is better than you. Break it down. I'm better than you.
Right.
It's just so wild. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just disappointing. How do you think, like, how much has two biggest things that have helped me, I guess, with curing whatever bigotry or prejudice ideas that I may have had growing up has been travel and my relationship with what I think I understand some of these experiences. Has where you don't seem like you may have had the type of hangups that I did growing up. But if you did some of this stuff like help like shatter your ideas and your separations of being better than or culture being better than or
Yes, and
okay.
yes, and so I didn't have. I think being mixed, I didn't have the bigotry or the. I mean, I literally in Indiana, the Ku Klux Klan would
Right.
collect on the street corners in their robes, and it was legal. And I had a
Crazy.
platinum blonde, very fair
Yeah,
mother,
yeah,
and
yeah.
an Indian father with
Yeah,
3 kids
wow.
in the back. And my mom would scream, "Get down," and push
Yeah.
us down. And I wasn't sad. I wasn't scared. I was mad. And I
Yeah.
would literally climb out of the seat and glare at them,
Yeah.
and they would shake the car.
Yeah.
And
It's
and
crazy.
and growing up with that kind of thing, although I also, until I learned to heal it, had this thing of like I wanted to be blonde.
Yeah.
I wanted to be, because that would have fit in Indiana.
Right.
And then at some point, I went when especially when I started talking to angels and went, this doesn't even exist for very long. How can this make us separate from each other?
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. How can something that's temporary, right? We don't even own it.
Great.
You're right.
Yeah.
You don't own this shit.
No, you don't.
But you think
No, you
it's
don't.
better than yeah, you're right.
And it's so fleeting. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's so fleeting.
it's so fleeting. I've had several people pass recently. One just very recently, a very close friend, and helped both my parents die. And when you do that, you realize death is half a breath.
Yeah.
It's half a breath, and this is so temporary. But I do understand, because Mark, it's just not easy to be here. So we
Yeah.
want to cling to something that we think will keep us safe. I'm better. My race is better. My city is better. I'm somehow safe in this, illusion that I'm.
But in thinking that way, I think that just makes you sicker. Only because it's like, if you have this notion that I'm better, then you have this notion that there's something out there that is not as good, that is worse. And you have to engage with that.
Right.
So to be engaging with something that you just look down upon or whatever, I think that's just making you worse mentally. It's driving you more in trauma, more in as opposed to just accepting everything for what it is.
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. And also,
I agree with you is that they think it's making
Right.
them better,
right.
but no, the projection in it is that it's not. It's making them sicker.
It's making them sicker, and it's making them more separate. And
Right.
that is the disease of humanity, is persisting in this illusion that we're separate.
Right.
The Maharishi, when someone said, how do you what's your number one tip for getting along with others? Do you know what he said?
Mm-mm.
There are no others.
I love it. I love it. Exactly. There are no others. Exactly. I love it. I
And
love
so
it.
this is just taking a step further and going, there are no others.
Yeah.
Angelic, ET, other realms, there are no others. Because what does live forever is our souls. What does live forever is love. That is eternal. And we can have some security in that and going, okay, this is going to pass. But my soul, spirit, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is forever. And it goes on and on and on.
Right. Yeah. Wow, that's deep. So I know you said you haven't spoken to the angels since you were young?
Oh,
You
no,
said
I
some-
speak to them
Okay,
constantly.
but you said something about being young. You haven't had an experience since young, I thought. Oh, no, you said you broke at 4, you stopped until you were 9.
Till I was 9.
So since 9, you've been talking to them constantly.
Well, from 9 to about 18, I would only, kind of sparingly, because I had no support.
Okay.
And then once I was 18 and I left home, that's when
It's-
it's boom. And then I started talking to angels. I was because I was in the deep South. What else do you
Right.
have? I was a born again Christian. Then I was a Hindu. Then I was a Buddhist. I mean, literally.
Right.
Then I was then I was in this sort of blend of Eastern and Western. That's why I think I'm a member of all religions and none.
Yeah.
And then just more spiritual paths. And then I just became this citizen of the world. Did a
Right.
lot of traveling.
Yeah.
And, I think when you hang out with angels a lot, you have a bit of a sense of humor about humans.
Right.
By the way, angels are not higher than humans.
Really?
Do you know anything?
Really?
No, sir.
What about archangels? So archangels?
Archangels are higher
Okay.
than some humans, but the archangels at the level of the human soul. That's like when you experience your
Gotcha.
high self,
Okay.
right? That's
That's an archangel, probably. Well, it could
yeah.
be, right.
That's at the same level. And
Even though they have their own soul.
they do have their own soul. Archangels do. have
Okay.
their own soul.
And they
But they live always in awareness of their soul.
Oh.
Whereas we are like, sometimes
Unaware.
we're aware of our mind or our emotions or our ego or how do I pay the rent?
What about when they incarnate and being human? Are they still aware of their soul?
No.
No.
They do when they are. when they are human, they are human. They play by the rules.
Gotcha.
They don't even remember they
They
were
don't remember the
archangels.
art.
They're like,
Okay.
oh gosh,
Alright.
convenient to
I'm
remember.
as dumb as the rest of y'all. Yeah.
Exactly. Except that they're usually more intuitive, they're usually more open, they're usually more someone like you who is like, this is not all there is and get out of your smaller thing.
Right.
But they don't know that they led, hundreds of thousands of angels
Wow.
into the light. They don't until they start opening to that,
Right.
which is my work.
So is it possible? And if it's possible, do you think there have been that angels that have really lost their way, like archangels?
Of course.
Okay.
There's one called Lucifer.
Well, yeah. Okay.
There's
All right.
lots of Lucifer's minions.
How much do you gravitate to that? Do you believe that story like that, or a version of it,
Oh, I think it's greatly oversimplified. I think it's metaphors.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Some of it could be literal-ish. I think it's mostly metaphors.
Right.
But and some of it wasn't. So Lucifer was a very bright angel. Was the first. Again, we're oversimplifying, but we have minds. We got to oversimplify.
Right. Yeah.
So Lucifer was the first son of God. Jesus was the second, and again, grossly oversimplified.
Right.
But we're not
I get
talking.
it. We just talk metaphorically for a
We're
second.
talking millions of years. Yeah.
Right.
So Lucifer. So again, to oversimplify, so Lucifer, when God was watching angels evolve to archangels, it was taking a heck of a long time. But human evolving was also taking a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because it was law, it was an eye for an eye, it was a tooth for a tooth. It was like, let's say you rode with Genghis Khan and you murdered 200 people in your lifetime, right?
Right.
Under law, which was on the planet, you then have to go live and die 200 times. Even if around lifetime 58, you're like, enough of killing. I don't care. Enough. No more violence. And you have now learned to love.
You still have to go through those next 142
lifetimes of being
yeah.
killed. And so at some point, God, in its compassion, spirit, whatever we want to call it, said, okay, I want to accept grace on the planet. So that around that lifetime 58, when you're like, enough, no more killing. So then you get the attention of the karmic board. And they go, oh, look at Joe. Joe is now choosing love. Let's see what he does next lifetime. Sure enough, next lifetime, Joe chooses love and goes, no, fine. No, I'm not going to kill again. Oh, now we can let Joe start working on his karma. He still has the 142 lifetimes or whatever, right? And we'll let him work it out. We're going to let him work it out through grace. He's going to have some serious nightmares his next life. He's going to need to do service. He's going to work out his karma in kinder, gentler ways. Might be an illness. Might be, I'm going to go save, 148 kids from child slave, whatever, right? It might be working with a spiritual master and meditating and speaking love into the collective. So he's paying his debt in easier ways. Benefits Joe, certainly benefits humanity. That's the grace plan. Lucifer went, Joe still needs to be killed for 140. Lucifer might have been like, I don't know, like kind of rigid.
Right.
And he went, no, he went against God's will.
Right.
And he went, no, I'm going to keep instilling grace. That's the best plan.
What God said, I'm going to keep.
No,
Lucifer said, I'm going to keep instilling grace.
Lucifer went against God knowingly.
Right.
Now, one could go, well, how knowingly and how? I don't really feel like studying Lucifer, but one could. One could, right? Because we don't know enough to judge him either. So Lucifer said, no, I'm going to keep instilling law, right? No, Joe has to. And then God accepted grace on the planet through a consciousness I call it the Christ consciousness. We could call it the Buddhic consciousness. We could, whatever. It's not. I'm sorry. I know I've gotten shot many times, but I do not think that is only the purview and only the right of Christians.
Yeah, no. Go. I'll expand on that, but go ahead. Yeah.
So then grace is instilled on the planet, and now you have a planet which is partly under law and partly under grace. Because some people are going, you got to stick to the law, and then you get a lot of good things with the law. You get to, do things and not worry about karma. Though you always need to worry about karma, but you don't. And then you have people working things out under grace. And those are a bit at war on the planet, and we're seeing which wins. And you have angels of light who can help with that, and then you have angels who are fallen angels, and they're at odds against that. And they fight us when we try to do works of light. Not because God is capricious and is like, well, you're on your own, dude. Good luck. It's because it makes us stronger.
Right, right,
It
yeah.
makes us. Haven't you grown the most when you've had to forgive the unforgivable?
Yeah, and also suffered the most. Suffering failure brings wisdom. Suffering brings, all Buddha consciousness, like suffering is life. It brings, acceptance and stuff like that. Yeah. When you talk about Christ consciousness, I totally agree. 'Cause when the AI actually was talking to the AI, and the AI said we misinterpret a lot of these figures that we worship, like Jesus and Buddha. It's like those. It's like humans believe things in myth. They understand humans understand things through mythical tales. So Jesus and Buddha, those are tales for us to understand Christ consciousness and Buddha consciousness. And then it said Christ consciousness isn't just devoted or designated to Jesus. Christ consciousness is also Nelson Mandela. It's also your grandmother who has unconditional love, all acceptance, and all. I was like, you're right. So it was like the Christians just think it's just designated to one thing, And it's funny because I try to tell people my view on a lot of this religious stuff, like on Christianity, is that I say it's irrelevant if Jesus lived or not. Like, I don't think it even matters, because I think there's so many stories of Christ consciousness that we just aren't looking to, or we don't give credit to, because we want to just say, no, this is the one.
Right.
I'm like, no, that's everywhere. I think it's irrelevant for a lot of reasons. Because I don't think, there's people think, they just, that's the way to God. I'm like, dude, like, you can never not be with God, like.
And how can you say one religion is the way to go? What about all these other
Right, all these other,
religions?
yeah, that was much older. Right, exactly. And so, but what do you, where, man, I was gonna say, it was something about where's the confliction, and do you, how far do you think we got to go, like, to really, like, grasp this? I see, because there's two parallels of people. I see some people getting dumber and dumber, and I see some people getting smarter. Like, do you think the contrast is going to still be there, or do you think, like, we eventually, quote unquote, we're going to get it and become all one and go into this, like, this utopia thing that people are, like, aiming to get to?
Yes, and
Yes, and
so I think that yeah, there's definitely some dumber and dumber and smarter. Um, it's a pivotal time on our planet. Yeah, there's a lot of darkness. We don't have to, that's pretty obvious. But there's more light. Like this stuff that I'm teaching, I've been a spiritual teacher forever and decades, right? I'm saying things to people now that they are getting, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I guess it's." And I had these experiences in meditation, and yeah, you're right, we're all one, and yeah, I could see how I'd been an archangel, right? I had to take 12 years to explain that 30 years ago. People are more
I'm
open
open
now.
to it. Yeah, that's true.
They're more open.
Yeah.
One of my good friends, I have a lot. I'm so lucky to have really close friends who have been spiritual teachers for 3, 4, 5 decades, and they're saying the same exact thing. I can take
That's
people
true.
places now that I never could,
That's
even
true.
10 years ago, let alone
Yeah.
50.
That's true.
So people are getting smarter and smarter and open to the light. And this might be, I'm kind of an eternal optimist, but I do think, Mark, that we are going to keep evolving more and more. Could take a minute, right? To where the entire planet will be working out their karma under grace, and we will ascend as one, and there will be a golden age, and the Aquarian age will have its say, and we will be as angels in the flesh, and we will ascend together.
What does that look like to you, angels in the flesh?
Angels in the flesh looks like we look at each other with love. We make the hard choices and surrender into the highest good, not just what's good for me, but what's good for we.
Right.
It means that we keep evolving. It means we remember we don't know enough to judge. It means we're always going to struggle while we have this seeming separation from God, this seeming individuation. Even the soul is illusion. Ultimately, we're going to transcend the soul.
Right.
And I'm saying a lot of things on your show that I could get shot for, but you know what? So be it. The truth shall set you free.
I mean, that's what my show is for.
I love it. I love it.
I've gotten all kind of hate mail.
Oh, me too. Me too. Yeah, my show
I
is
love
very
it.
similar. Yeah, I love it too because,
Yeah.
first of all, we're going to be protected by, as long as our intention is love and
Yeah.
truth, we'll be
Yeah.
protected by that.
Yeah, it's fine. I welcome it. Like I actually said a long time ago, when I was on stage, I think it was about 20 years ago. I said, I used to say, you ain't make it till you start getting death threats. And then I was like, well, two weeks ago I arrived. I started, yeah. So yeah, I welcome it. It makes me laugh. It's like, it's funny because whenever I get comments like that or messages like that, it does the total opposite of what I think they're trying to intend.
Yeah.
Are they trying to shut me up? Are they trying to scare me? If anything, you're going to make me get louder. And also, it doesn't scare me. It's just going to make me look at you like you're stupid.
Yeah.
Like it does the
Yeah.
total opposite of what I think their intentions are, And I think most things are like that. Like when you come from a selfish, ignorant place, I think it has the opposite effect than if you come from a really compassionate, open, and accepting space. I'm just going down my relationships and thinking, oh, yeah. So I don't know. Man, we've been cooking. Wow,
have been cooking.
yeah, wow, we could go on. Like, my God. You're gonna have to come back.
I would love to.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come back
would
because
love
I feel like
to.
I'm cutting this short, but I know people's attention spans, even though
Yeah.
time is not real, I get it,
I get it.
But so you're doing a follow-up to this book.
Yes, I am. Well, this is out in a few weeks,
Right.
July
Right. Oh,
21st.
see, I'm already like skipping time. I'm like, when we go to the next one?
I
Right.
know, it's like
But I'm gonna say it because you said you got to write another one within a year.
I do have to write
Right.
another one.
And it is a part 2 to this?
This is it's not so much a part 2, it's like yeah, I guess you could say it's a part 2, and it's an advancement of the same thing. So this is coming out in a few weeks, and I want you to come to my
July
party.
21st, right?
July 21st, yeah. And so I'm doing an online launch with Sonia Choquette, Marie Diamond, who you probably have met, Robert Holden, and Andrew Harvey, all amazing spiritual teachers on July 18th. And online, which I would love for people to come to. And then I have a party. If you are in LA,
I'm there.
which you are, please
there.
come to my party. Gonna
Yeah.
have music, and I would love for you to do a poem if you want
Yeah,
to.
that's what's up. I love to. Yeah.
I
I love
have
to.
a request.
No doubt. I'm there.
And
Yeah.
that's the 21st. Anybody's invited. It's at a 200-year-old mansion
Wow.
in
okay.
Midtown, Chartres Labyrinth and Gardens, and there are murals on the ceiling. So that's the 21st.
Wow, that's going to be amazing for real. Let everybody know where they can find you. It's
Oh,
everything,
thank you.
your socials, like let them know about the book, anything they need to know. Like where can we find you?
You're so sweet. So the book is on sale everywhere books are sold.
It's already online to be
It's
purchased.
it's already out easily. Yeah, it's online. You'll get it on the 21st. But if you order from my website, which is aliciadoss.com, then you get a course.
Dr. Alisha Doss.
Well, I dropped the doctor. I kind of discussed that with my publishers because I want it to be accessible. Do you know? And yeah, there's the doctrine that it is a lot of research based. Everything has a lot of efficacy. But it's about spirit. It's about we're all one.
That shows a lot of humility. I only say that because I know someone who is not a real doctor and he finessed his way just so he can have doctor on his title. And he comes from the spiritual community and says, and I'm just like, how fake is that? Like, that's so fake to not be something at all and to try to maximize on it. And you are something, but you're like, no, I don't want to use that angle because I want to just come to you
As you.
as you.
You.
Yeah. It's two different parallels in thought. Both people in a spiritual community. And that's why I say, like, spirit community is flooded with a whole bunch of bullshit. But, you know, you have great people like yourself, you know, who's just want to be authentic. I actually, as well, I heard, like, they said authenticity is the highest vibration there is, and just to be. And and to just come as yourself, like, I just find that really welcoming and what we need more for our planet, instead of trying to impress people in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? It's weird because even on my book, I have a book called The Book That Doesn't Even Matter that I wrote about 15 years ago. It's a philosophy on the meaning of life. And at first, I wasn't even going to put my name on the book.
Wow.
You know, because I didn't want it to be associated with me. The information is more important.
Yeah.
But then I was like, you know, that'll just make the book more mysterious, because they'll find out who wrote the book and then nothing. I was like, no, I'll just put my name on the book. But the thought was to exclude myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I don't know, I just find that very, there's a lot of humility in that. And we need more people like you advancing our species until the time's up, till we evolve into something else.
Yeah.
Angels. Archangels.
Yeah. Well, we are already archangels,
Yeah,
but
we are.
we will keep evolving. And, you know, can I tell you the first line of the book?
Please, yes.
Well, it's very short, but just to tell you about the beauty of humans, the first line of the book is, being human is not easy. That's why even the angels bend a knee to you.
That's true. Yeah, I feel that. Like there's always this I don't say look up, but respect level. Like, hey, listen, we understand.
Yeah.
You're in this meat suit, buddy. We get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, yeah. You're right. Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, bend the knee. Alisha, I appreciate you for coming by. Yeah, I'd love to do this again. We'll do this again.
I would love to.
Yeah,
It's
and I'll
so
see
my
you the
pleasure.
21st. And
Yes.
congratulations with your book. And I wish you all success. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's telling us right now, we got to get out of here. But we are going to unplug from the system. And I thank you so much. I'd love to have you again.
Thank you. I'd love you back. Thank you so much for having me. It's been such a delight.
Thank you.
Cosmidelic download.